Welcome to Chapin High School and tonight's lower state championship match featuring your Chapin Eagles and the visitors, our downtown rivals from Dreher High School. Chapin defeated Myrtle Beach to get here, and Dreher defeated their rival AC Flora. Now we're going to go ahead and I'll give you the Dreher starting lineup. In goal, Cody Bach. Number 3, Jalen Mobley Lee. Number 5, Ian Devlin. Number 6, Johnny Morgan. Number 8, Roman Plantanis. Number 9, Travis Jones. Number 10, Chris Alencar. Number 11, Pierce Myrick. Number 15, Victor Gatto. Number 17, Jordan Morgan. And number 21, Walker LaHacy. Dreher is coached by Jamie McClendon. Team managers Rachel Evett, Miller Ann Smoke, Naya Tappa, and Kendall Werther.
All right, Tim, this is Jared Dawson. Glad to everybody join us again tonight. This is our last broadcast for the spring season from Chapin High School and CSPN Sports. Any broadcast from here will be done by the High School League and the state championship games. Your Chapin starters for today's game. In goal will be Sailor Chasen, a junior. In the back, number 4, Jack Humphreys, junior defender. Up top, number 6, Andrew Gallagher. In the defense, number 7, junior Colin Harris is outside back. Midfield, number 8, senior Cooper Woodham. Up top will be number 9, junior John Humphreys. Outside midfielder, number 10, Tanner Martin, a senior. And in the midfield, number 12, Ethan Dawsey, a sophomore. At left back, a junior, number 15, Josh Corning. In the midfield, at the holding mid position, a senior, number 17, Nader Al-Masri. And your other center defender, a sophomore, number 23, Gavin Yancey. The Eagles are coached by head coach Ben Bosco in his 3rd season, assisted by Jason Vaith and Ken Corning, with managers Chandler Johnson, McCullough Dawsey, Carol Stegura, and Lucas Nash. Shout out to Lucas tonight, our technical director up here working in the booth with us.
Jared, talk to us a little bit about the first 2 meetings. I did not make the first one, but I did see the second one. So go ahead and fill us in a little bit on that.
Well, Tim, I'm kind of like you. I missed the first one too. It was at Dreher in a tight game, and Dreher has a tight field, and I think the game went to penalty kicks if I'm not mistaken. And of course, Dreher has an excellent goalkeeper in Cody Bach, who's extremely tough in PKs shootouts, and they ended up defeating Chapin 2-1. And then of course, we got them on the second matchup. I think 5-0. 6-0 maybe at BB&T when we played at the neutral site. So now we're on a bigger field here, so we'll see how it works out. We're going to defer to the PA announcer for the starting lineups. How you doing?
Between the Blue Devils of Dreher High School and your Chapin Eagles.
We got Rob Strickland joining us tonight on the broadcast. He's getting suited up here with us.
Here enters the match with an overall record of 12-7. It was 4-2 in the region.
How you doing, Rob?
Doing great. Glad to be back.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. You know Tim Slice over there with us?
Now for tonight's starting lineups. First for the visitors from Dreher. In the goal, a senior, number 0, Cody Bach. Freshman, number 3, Jalen Mobley Lee. A senior, number 5, Ian Devlin. A sophomore, number 6, Johnny Morgan. A senior, number 8, Roman Plantanis. Senior, number 9, Travis Jones. Senior, number 10, Chris Alencar. Sophomore, number 11, Pierce Myrick. A senior, number 15, Victor Gatto. A senior, number 17, Jordan Morgan. A senior, number 21, Walker LaHace. Head coach, Jimmy McClendon. Assistant coaches, Byron Quinaduna and Tanner Dalton. Managers, Rachel Abbott, Miller Ann Smoke, Naya Tappa, and Kendall Werther. And now, for your Chapin Eagles! goal, a junior number 2, Sailor Chaser. A sophomore, number 4, Jack Humphrey. A senior, number 6, Andrew Gallagher. A junior, number 7, Colin Harris. A senior, number 8, your captain, Kugo. A junior, number 9, John Humphreys. A senior, number 10, Tanner Martin. A sophomore, number 12, Ethan Dawsey. A junior, number 15, Captain Josh Forney. Senior, number 17, Nader Al-Masri. Sophomore, number 23, Gavin Yancey. Eagles head coach Ben Bosco, assisted by Ken Corningham, Jason Faith, managers Chandler Johnson, McCullough Dawsey, Carol Stigura, and Lucas Nash. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Jared, I see down there the Blue Eagle. Talk to the team. They're not giving up their the Blue Eagle. They're not giving up their secret where they got it from. But there is a twin in its mate, I guess you would say, in our spirit store.
Oh, really?
Yes, that they took down where the football team came down. Now,
does that thing have a name? It just showed up on the scene.
I know it just showed up on the scene all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But I went down and asked the boys, where'd you get it from? And they're not telling.
And Mike's probably best that way, Tim. So. Tim, Dreher here in the lower state championship game by way of defeating St. James 2-0. Then they defeated Hilton Head. And then in a tight, I think, overtime game against AC4, beat AC4, I believe, 1-0. And so they're here that way. Chapin defeated Myrtle Beach 2 days ago, 1-0. And then defeated Crestwood and then defeated Wilson. So that's how they've gotten here to this point. So their region well represented in the playoffs.
Well, as we were talking the other day, I mean, you look at the Final Four teams that – in each division. I mean, look at the Midland schools that are in there. You know, yeah. Midland soccer is powerful.
Been well represented on the boys' side. Of course, a big game over just down the street with River Bluff and Wando tonight. River Bluff hosting that game. So 2 huge games Dreher and Chapin and Wando and River Bluff for lower state titles. Looks like Chapin's got Gallagher outside with Humphreys. Looks like Ethan Dawsey is going to be attacking mid, maybe. What you see, Rob?
Yep, I think Chapin's going to be in a 4-1-3-2 with Al-Masari just in front of the back four. And it looks like Dreher will play a 4-4-2, but the midfield will be a block midfield, so they will not have outside midfielders. I think they're going to encourage Chapin to try and go out the outside, and Dreher's going to try and defend the middle. It's been a tactic that's worked well in the last few games. They've been underdog all the way through the playoffs, but have come up with big victories in all three of those games.
Yeah, he's done a great job getting this team this far. I have to say, I didn't predict them to maybe make it this far, but they've done a good job to be here in the lower state championship game.
It will be interesting. One of their starting centre-backs broke his leg in the game at Hilton Head, so it's not an experienced partnership in the back in the centre-backs for Dreher. Imagine Chapin will have the majority of the possession throughout the game, and Dreher will look to break on the counter-attack.
Kind of thought Coach McClendon and Dreher might just sit in and for a long time in this game and just try to push it late. Rely on a senior goalie.
Yeah, Cody back in the goal for Dreher. When he's on his game, he's one of the best in the state. They'll need a big game from him tonight, I think.
Andrew Gallagher with the foul called against him there. Chapin with the free kick. He's fortunate to get that. He was going to quite get it.
Colin Harris to take the free kick for Chapin.
Oh, scramble there. I think that came off Dorsey on its way in.
We've got one kind of getting up slowly in the box. I can't tell if that's Cooper Woodham or who that might be. There's that
Tanner Martin.
Tanner Martin.
Cody back looked a little bit nervous on that play, just flapped at the ball. Lucky for him that there were defenders on the line to clear it off.
Well, from what I've seen, he's you get early goals on him, it can rattle him, and boy, that would have been a huge goal for Chapin had we finished one there. But he hung in there and saved it. Now Tanner Martin's going to come off for a little bit, but looks like he's okay.
Yeah, I think tonight, often in the soccer games, the first goal or the first goal is important, but tonight I think it'll be the second goal. If Chapin can get a 2-goal lead on Dreher, I don't think they'll be able to come back from it. Dreher will be happy to be either tied late in the game or even down 1, and then look for the last 15 minutes to try and push.
Yeah.
They are blocking the middle of the park. There's no outside attackers for Dreher.
Master with a little square ball there right into the traffic, and they take it the other way. Nice win by Ballou. Here's Gallagher, likes the ball at his feet. Going to play with Woodham a little bit.
Very nice combination play there from Chapin. I haven't seen Chapin for the last few games. Is Josh Corning recovered from his injury?
He's better. Yeah, he's having a hard time driving balls, but he's been doing okay. Took a lot of time off though. Didn't really get on the pitch until maybe first, second round of the playoffs.
Dreher will need to withstand this first 5-10 minutes of pressure. They cannot really afford to give up an early goal, I don't think.
Served by Blue, didn't quite get over here. Let's see if we can keep it in. Of course, the winner of tonight's game will play the winner of Eastside and Aiken High.
Another Midland school, Airport High School, nearly pulled a very big upset in the first round against Eastside. They were up 1-0 in the second half, fell 2-1 in the end. That would have been probably one of the biggest upsets in the high school league for many years.
Yeah, that would. You can already see the tone this game is going to take. These two teams are already banging on each other a little bit, so I expect some cards to be coming out for long.
Yeah. The scrappier the game, the better it is for Dreher. Oh, that was a great cross in there from Ballou.
Nice save by Gallagher. Corning and Dawsey playing on the left-hand side here. Left-hand serve by Ethan Dawsey.
Dreher looks a little bit nervous in the back. They're going to have to get through the first 10 minutes, I think, and try and get their feet underneath them. Looks like a centre-back who's already injured. Can you see who that is, Tim? Number 6.
Number 6. That would be Johnny Morgan.
He looks to be limping.
He keeps asking to come off.
Not sure why we aren't exactly higher here. Now John Humphrey's finally selling up a little bit. There we go.
A quick wardrobe change for number 14.
You know, earlier in the year when we played them in the neutral site at BB&T and kind of had our way with Dreher, our physicality up top really bothered them. I think at that time we had number 17, Nader Al-Masri, playing up top in the center forward role, and he had a great game, not only scoring, but he had several assists. And I think we're going to have to try to find a physical presence there at some point.
Yeah, definitely a change of role for Nader tonight, just right in front of the back four.
Foul there on Harris.
You need to watch that matchup tonight. Harris has had a lot of yellow cards this season. He's a very good player, but can be drawn into a foul. I think Dreher will try and go down his side, try and see if they can get him off his game mentally, try and draw a yellow card and maybe even a red.
Bach coming from the goalie position to take the free kick at midfield.
Linesman missed a big push in the back there from the Dreher forward.
Ball now at Gallagher's feet.
Crowd asking Gallagher to shoot from 50 yards. It's a knowledgeable soccer crowd in the Chapin playoffs. There is quite a large student section. They're good to see a good crowd out here tonight.
Yeah, we haven't had, the girls had a nice crowd last night and actually won and advanced to the state championship, so hopefully we're playing off of that a little bit. Nice win by Harris.
Coach McClendon, Jamie McClendon, nicknamed Baby. He will definitely be trying to work the officials tonight, do everything he can for his team. Set pieces have been a big part of the Dreher offense in the playoffs. I think they've scored their last 3 goals from corners or long throws. He's going to be animated down the sideline.
Ball switched out by Humphreys and now at the feet of Corning. This is where we like to have it. He's going to play a nice ball through.
Oh, that is a good ball. It'll be interesting to watch McClendon on the sideline. He's bouncing up like a little jack in the box. He's like a little mini Steve Spurrier over there, I think. Two contrasting styles. Ben Bosco, more of a studious coach. He's going to be calm, I would imagine. Jamie will be really trying to motivate his team as the underdog from the sideline. He'll be kicking every ball with them.
Ball now at Ballou's feet on the right midfield position into Humphreys.
Both Coach McClendon and Coach Bosco have gone through the United States Soccer Federation coaching licensure. Ben Bosco all the way to the B, and McClendon at the highest level that you can achieve in the US at A. So 2 very, very good coaches, both on the high school and the club level.
Yeah, both programs fortunate to have coaches of that caliber. Nice step by Jack Humphreys. It's out of bounds and out on Chapin, so be a Dreher throw.
We've got a viewer from Greenwood, South Carolina, David Thompkins. They call him the Banker of the South. A former formidable centre-back for the Lander Bearcats in the early 80s, I think it was.
Glad he's joining us. Hopefully have a good soccer game for him. Ooh, that's dangerous.
And that's what Dreher can do.
Yep.
If Dreher would have scored the first goal, the reaction to Chapin would be important after that. I know it's definitely a tactic for Dreher to try and score the first goal and defend and see if they can upset Chapin mentally.
Nice small play here, which is what we need to do. Now into the attack. Lead it out by Dreher. Tanner Martin and Tyler Martin set to check in for the Eagles. So obviously Tanner okay.
A couple of special playoff haircuts there by the Martin boys. Tyler Martin looks like he's got a little perm, stroke, mullet.
All the team does the they do the faux hawk. Yeah, they all do the only two they didn't do it this year are Jack, because he's got way too much investment in his, and Colin Harris.
Yeah, we discussed that last time. Big investment in those dreadlocks all the way from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, but all the rest of them got their hair. Miss Lori Humphreys is their team salonist.
Actually, I had my haircut from Miss Laurie yesterday.
Yeah, she cut all
stylist.
She cut all the boys'
corner
hair.
kick Eagles.
I think this is about the third corner kick Chapin's had now. We got to get some production off of these corners.
We'll see if Cody Back stays on his line on this one. He's kind of flapped at the last two. Good take there.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah.
That will give him some confidence. He's a confidence keeper. When he's on, he's really on.
Got to get that ball above the 6 a little, I guess. That was a nice save by Cody. Like you see it, Rob, I've seen him be just completely lights out in the goal. And I've seen him struggle at times, but boy, he's on. He is top notch. And I figured it was going to be that way for Dreher in the playoffs. He was going to be formidable in the playoffs.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of coaching the South Carolina United 98 boys team. And last year we won the state championship. And Cody had a fantastic weekend. We were the 7th seed, ended up winning. Big upset, and he was a big part of that. Actually won on penalty shootout, and he saved 3 of those penalties. Many saves throughout the weekend.
Chapin does not want this game to go to a PK shootout with him in the goal. I remember several years ago when we went to regionals, I think it was in Oklahoma, that he played up an age group and went with my older son's team, and boy, I think all the college guys that were there, that he was the one that stood out.
I think he's going to have the opportunity to play at the College of Charleston.
Oh, really? Nice.
That's the latest information I had.
I think cleared by Devlin there.
It's good to see Josh back on the field. We were worried about that injury. He was out with the Jefferson Cup, made a quick recovery for the following Monday, but then was out for a number of weeks.
I think he could do okay playing small balls, but he just couldn't drive the ball when he serves it, which he's so dangerous with. Just need some patience here.
It's a nice little possession rhythm there. You can see McClendon trying to organise the defence. Kind of weathered the first 5 minutes. They'll be happy with how the game's gone so far.
Yeah, I think this is We're at the almost 27-minute mark, which is 13 minutes in. Woodham whistled for a foul there in the midfield. And here comes Bach again to launch it.
Looks like some of the Irmo High School team have come to watch the game. You can always tell those around this time of year with the blonde hair.
Dangerous play here. Bach set to launch it from just on the Dreher side of midfield.
And it's a dangerous ball.
Wow, sure was.
Bounced just near the penalty spot.
I don't know how we didn't get somebody on that ball in the air, but how we allowed that to hit the ground. But Chasen now plays it out to Martin on the left side. Need to find Cooper Woodham's feet here in the attack a little bit. Nice ball by Natter to Blue. Another corner for the Eagles.
I hear it was a good, tense match last night with the girls, Tim. They did well to advance again.
Yeah, we were a nervous wreck up here. But great defense. Anna Rimmon-Snyder left it all out on the field.
She was great last night.
She was great last night.
She was the walking wounded leaving the ballpark last night, but she played a great game in the back for Chapin.
Yeah, I believe I saw her tonight in a boot.
Yeah.
Is she going to be okay for
She'll
the
be fine, yeah. They just as a precaution, a little swelling in her ankle.
I don't think she had one part. There wasn't a nice serve there.
Oh, back again has missed the cross there. Very nice play by Devlin, and this is what the Dreher are looking for.
Nicely read by Yancey.
McClendon is bouncing up and down again. He's got springs in his little shoes. Oh.
Almost. Interesting to see the game open up a little bit here.
But that game last night, probably the most physical that the Chapin girls have played this year.
And they'll match up against South Aiken.
Yes.
Could be another banner night in the Midlands for the Chapin Eagles on Friday.
We've Chapin defeated South Aiken earlier in the year in March, 3-1 here at Chapin, and South Aiken has not lost since. So
it'll be a good match.
It'll be a very good match.
The girls would kick off at 6 and the boys at 8, I think.
Yes.
Out of bounds on Chapin. Got a Dreher throw in now here. This is dangerous. You saw the last one. It was kind of.
They've scored a lot of goals this season from this. They're really, really dangerous.
Lazy defending there by Chapin. I don't know. That was kind of. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Somebody got to play with Martin here. I hope he goes at him.
Martin against Godow. Ian Devlin with a timely header there.
See number 6 for Chapin's. For Dreher's back on the field. And another corner.
It's probably number 5 on the corner count, I would think.
Yeah. Got to find one here. Get it above the 6. Let's get a nice service like we had last time, Tanner.
And the away fans in their first chant of the night.
It's going to come to Harris. He likes to launch it from here, yep.
Back is in a bad position. Goal kick.
Just under 23 minutes left in the first half, so we're almost 17 minutes into the first half.
The game is going right according to the Dreher plan. Chapin won't be unhappy with how they're playing, but they definitely would have been trying to get an early goal in the game to break it open.
Well, that's how the other game went when we played them in the second matchup this season. We scored early and stayed on them, but
think Dreher will have a little wind in their favour in the second half as well. Lovely evening for soccer.
Yeah, it's a great night for soccer.
Oh.
Toughly handled there. Tough ball from Harris to Josh. Couldn't catch it. Another throw in here from Dreher. Cleaned up by Tanner Martin, and now Ethan Dawsey with the ball. Looking for some movement up top here.
Miscontrol by Dawsey.
Well handled by Humphreys there. Gonna go out the other way with it here.
Looks like Harris missed the forehawk as well. What?
Yeah,
He has the man bun.
Little samurai man bun.
Yeah, he didn't want to give up the man bun. He's too attached to it.
I watched an interesting short documentary about the Minnesota, the Mini Florida in the ice hockey. The Mini Florida top 10 of the year. He might break into that with that. Put some ice skates on, go down to the plex, and take a photograph.
Ball played out now. Be Chapin throw in out of bounds on. Gallagher returns for Blue. Going over to the right side. So you got Gallagher on the right.
Looks like Tyler Martin in the center now.
Yeah.
Or maybe Dawsey moving to the center forward position now.
Yeah, I can't quite tell where Martin is checking up, but
just keep that at his feet, waste some time. I don't think he'll pick this up until he has to.
right at the 20-minute mark now, so we're halfway through the first half. No score.
I think our viewers in Greenwood are cheering on Dreher. McClendon, one of their own, by the way of Columbia, Birmingham, Atlanta, Charleston, and then back to the Midlands.
Oh, okay.
He's gone on a pharmaceutical journey with his wife in her career. She's doing very well.
Had a good season here in his first year at Dreher. Now Gallagher with the ball at his feet. Just give him space and
very good defending, because Gallagher is a dangerous dribbler, but that was great defending by Ian Devlin. Looks like Ian Devlin has moved into kind of a defensive centre midfield position here for the last few minutes.
Martin Dalmasri. Got to get a little action up top here. We can get the ball. Some guys.
We should have a camera on McClendon. He is coaching to the full extent at the moment. He'll be like that for the whole game.
Another sub for Chapin. Looks like John Humphreys is going to return. Tanner Martin's going to come back out, so that was a short stint for Martin.
Lots of rotating of positions for Chapin so far. I'm not sure that's a good sign. It looks like Bosco's had to change his game plan a couple of times already. McClendon sticking to their defensive shape. Again, the onus is completely on Chapin to possess the ball and create the chances. Dreher are happy just to defend and see what they can get on the counter-attack.
Nice win by Natter. Nice find by Humphreys there.
He can shoot them from here.
You got to pull the trigger faster, Ethan. He was winding it up. He had a beautiful goal against them early in the year on a shot similar to that, even further out. But off of the rear defender. Chapin throw in. Got to get our students on some kind of chant going down there, Tim.
I know it. They're awful quiet.
You need to text Sally and tell her to get them going there. We need a chant. We need something.
Yep. The Dreher fans are riling up now. They're happy.
Whole Chapin girls soccer team's painted up down there on the wall.
Dreher had a police escort all the way from downtown to the ground today.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I heard.
It's a special playoff run. Good skill by Gallagher. Gallagher will be...
Just move the ball across. There we go. No, come on.
Gallagher playing for Newbury College next year for Coach Bryce Cooper. Will be his second year as head coach. Looking to turn the program around.
Scored a huge goal against Myrtle Beach right near the end of the first half. Myrtle Beach was a tough athletic team, and he got in on one of the defenders off the left-hand side, took him on, and scored.
He's definitely got that in his locker. Good skill, good finisher. Another temperamental player.
Harris finds the feet of Humphreys. He's looking to play into Tyler.
Offside.
And Masha, but everybody else has to work back.
Throw in here would be well for Dreher. Ooh, I think the referee made that.
Masri's nickname is Weight Room. The boys call him Weight Room. Significantly stronger than he was last year, and it's hard to push him off the ball.
He looks strong.
Yeah. You know, Humphrey's trying to work down the right-hand side. And
has he been working out in the Chapin weight room or Strong Foundations?
I'm not sure where he's been. He might.
Strong Foundations. Headed up by Laurie Lapine, wife of Rob Lapine. Cardinal Newman High School team are in the second round of the Skeezer playoffs tomorrow. Another strong Midlands program.
Who will they face in their game?
They're going against Heathwood Hall.
Heathwood Hall.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we went and played Cardinal Newman a couple of weeks ago, and boy, they looked really good.
Very strong program.
Coach Edie has them playing well. They're going to be formidable.
Oh.
Yep, and I believe Heathwood pulled a big upset last year in this game, in the semi-final game last year. So Cardinal Newman will have revenge on their minds in that game. Always tough to call when the mighty private schools of Columbia clash.
Yeah. Heathwood coached by Andrew Richardson. Cardinal Newman's a big, strong, athletic team, and they've got skill all over the field. Served by Corning here. Nice ball.
That is a great block by Dreher. They'll need to put their body on the line, and they did there.
Nice serve by Corning. Then we go off the other side, and Cooper Woodham is going to serve this. Now to Harris, to Ethan Dawsey. And right through the goal post.
Good skill by Dawsey to be able to get a shot off, and he just couldn't get his body over it.
Tell you, it's not that we've had opportunities. We've a lot of corners and opportunities now. Got to capitalize on them at some point. We're under 13 minutes left in the half.
It's good to see a lot of the young soccer players in the community here watching teams. I see some of the players that I have the privilege of coaching that are born in 2009, 2008, the future Chapin and Dreher high school players that play for South Carolina United.
Yeah, nice day. I knew we were going to have a nice crowd. Nice play by Devlin there.
It's good for the young players to be able to look up to the older ones in big games like this.
Oh, nice hit by Ethan Dawsey. And John Humphreys
finishes with a goal.
Huge goal by Chapin. 12 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half.
It started with that blast by Ethan.
Dawsey hit a rocket into Bach, and then it came back, and Humphreys, as he should, followed it up.
Back couldn't hold the first shot, and it was a good finish on the rebound. It'd be interesting to look at the video if there was any offside there.
The head official looked at the linesman immediately to see.
Often when those plays happen, that there is an offside. McClendon just politely talking with the linesman, I'm sure, in a nice, calm manner, inquiring to see if he felt it was offside. Evidently he didn't.
That's such a bang-bang play. I don't know how guys can call. It's so hard to call that because it's so bang-bang. You got to really be paying attention.
Huge next 10 minutes for Dreher.
Huge goal there with 12 minutes left in the first half to scratch a little bit. You know, when you start getting a lot of opportunities and don't finish them, it starts to kind of work on your head a little bit. So maybe that'll loosen the game up a little bit.
Dreher will need to get to halftime just one goal down. They won't be devastated by that scoreline, even if it's that scoreline with 10 minutes to go. But 2 goals, I don't think they would be able to come back from 2 goals.
So far, Jared, this game is reminding me of the girls' game against Myrtle Beach.
I figured it was going to go
Chapin
that way.
dominates shots, just can't get it to go in, and gets one late in the first half.
Right. I fully expected the game would kind of go that way. I just thought it would be a lot tougher deal than it was earlier in the season. A lot more at stake. Dreher comes in playing with a ton of confidence, 3 big playoff wins with a good, experienced goalie. I knew it was going to be a battle. With a good coach over there, he knew he was going to play it a little differently. Well done by Tyler Martin to receive and play back. And then we go back out the other way. Just need to find feet here. There's weight room again.
He weight roomed him.
That's why he's called weight room.
Get out of the way, referee.
Dawsey to Martin. Got a runner through on Corning. Didn't honor the run. Heard you tell players before, Rob, if they make the run, they got to honor the run sometime, right?
Yeah, he needed that ball just slipping down to him. Josh Corning's got a great delivery from the wing. Lovely delivery with his left foot. He'll definitely be having a word with Tyler Martin about that. You need to reward the runner or he won't run for you next time.
That's right. I hear you say that to players all the time when you train them. It's a long goal kick. Tough. See if Jack can. Well done by Jack Humphreys. He's been an outstanding player in the back for us this year. And now Corning connects with Ethan Dawsey. He connects with Humphreys again. And there's a nice through ball to Gallagher.
Nice play by Chapin. Great passing.
And play with him, guys. He's such a big keeper. You got to really play it out above that 6 because he can chew up a lot of space. Nice win by Woodham.
Pierce Myrick there was just looking for options up front, but there wasn't any, and he delayed in the dribble too long and got tackled.
Now we need to get some space and
Put it in, Josh. Put it in.
oh, we got to act like it means it when it comes in there, guys. We got to go fight for the ball. Natter with the ball. Or weight room, as I should say.
Just got an update from the River Bluff game. It's still 0-0, 32 minutes in. River Bluff have just hit the crossbar.
Coach Sabbath's a great coach. I tell you, that team
Legendary.
is so organized. You know, we played them a couple of weeks ago, and they are just so organized with how they play.
Coach Savage is a coach that everyone looks up to in the state beyond. He was the NSEAA High School Coach of the Year. He received his award in Los Angeles in January. Big honor.
Great guy, great stand-up guy. He had a huge win there in the Swamp last year against Wando. Of course, River Bluff went on to win the state title. Graduated a lot of seniors, and here they are again on the verge of getting there again.
Jared, Eastside in the upper state is up 1-0 over Aiken. 20 seconds into the second half.
Up 1-0, you say, Tim?
Yes.
Oh, what a little dribble by Gallagher there.
Yeah, it's a corner.
Ball's out. Here comes a card for Bach. That's exactly what Chapin wants to see, that they get in his head a little bit.
Might be a little harsh. He did throw the ball, but he threw it from where the corner was about to be kicked. Not sure the power of which you throw the ball warrants a card. He did put it back in his pocket.
Oh, he
decided
did?
not to, yes. I thought that would be very hard. He pulled it out, he put it back in.
Corning with the service, and it's a nice one. Oh, wow. Nice header there. I don't know who got that. Was that?
I think that was the weight room.
That was weight room got it. A new affectionate nickname for Nader Al-Masri.
Big 8 minutes for Dreher this. They've just got to avoid conceding the second goal.
Well, that could have been huge there. If weight room had finished that one, it would have been a tough way to go into the locker room. Nice win by Tyler Martin, and he plays with John Humphreys out by the Dreher defender.
Now on that referee with the yellow card, does he show it just to make sure that the goalie sees it, knows he's going to calm him down?
He could have, yeah. The referee is doing very well, I think. And that's a good observation, that, Tim, is that maybe he was just saying, look, I've got it here, just calm down, and it did the trick. With the high school rule of having to leave the field when you get a yellow card, the referees are really reluctant to pull it. Actually, I'm not sure if that rule changed where someone else would have to leave the field for him. Does either of you know that? If he'd have been pulled the yellow,
I don't know.
would he have to go?
He would have to leave.
He would have to leave,
If the player's issued a yellow card in high school, he has to leave the field.
And obviously at the goalkeeper position, it's even more important.
Substitution for Chapin here. Tanner Martin coming in for Ethan Dawsey. We got about 6.5 minutes left in the half. I got to think, though, as much play as Chapin has had with the ball, that Dreher is lucky to be down 1-0. I got to think Coach McClendon would be happy with that.
Yeah, he'll be happy. That's a good ball on the outside.
Sure is. Defenders up high and having to rush to get back.
A throw-in would do here for Dreher. It's good defending by Harris.
Yep, excellent defending by Harris. Didn't commit the foul and just won the ball with his body. Now Tanner Martin trying to come across, needs some. Well done. Humphreys trying to lead Gallagher in, and Dreher kills it here. Under 6 now, 5:40 left in the half. Chapin up 1-0.
Ken Corning and Bosco having a little discussion there, maybe change strategy for the last few minutes. Or it could be just discussing where they're going to eat pizza at the end.
Yeah, it might be. That's right. Here we go with Humphreys now.
It's going to be a corner. Ooh.
Called it a goal kick. Either he called a foul on Humphreys, one of the two, goal kick.
Curtis Fagan checking into the feed from Philadelphia.
Nice.
A Chapin supporter. 43 viewers.
We got record numbers.
43 viewers again.
Record numbers.
Would have to have my agent talk with you guys about upping my pay.
See, if you were to tell us a little bit ahead of time, say, hey, I'm coming tonight, put me on the broadcast, we could have really publicized it and probably had twice that.
Jared, we're a shout out to the Burns, our listeners from Ontario, Canada, having a little heat wave at 46 degrees today.
46 today? Oh, nice ball by Corning.
Guarantee you he played golf today at 46 and cloudy.
Shorts and sleeveless T-shirts in Ontario at that weather.
I don't know what they do normally, but I know the last week, every day about 6 or 7 o'clock, they're tuned in to Chapin soccer, either boys or girls.
Boys or girls, that's right. It's following the Zarzuelas.
Always a little different, those Canadians have found. He's probably having a nice Molson Ice. Or a Labatt's.
They are MVP viewers. We don't know them, but we feel like we know them. Fine people. Thank them for joining our broadcast. We had some record viewers the other day from Myrtle Beach. I think we had about 80 viewers. I don't know how many of those were Myrtle Beach fans, but we had a good throw in by Chapin that's going to stay in. Now we got to transition out of here. Weight room with a kind of stretched here. Humphreys tells Sailor to come on out and get it, and he does. Got an injured Dreher player here.
Yeah, I think they're waving for the trainer.
I think he's got a nosebleed or something maybe. I don't know. Can't tell. Trainer's coming off the Dreher bench.
Yeah, maybe a nose or.
You want water for the guy that's injured, dudes?
Well officiated game so far, though. I think it's been a good tight game. 1-0. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in the half.
McClendon using this opportunity to check on his player.
But if these teams playing for a berth in the state championship against the winner of the Eastside Daniel game, I would fully expect to, it's Eastside and Aiken, I believe. Eastside and Aiken, I would fully expect Eastside to win that game. Eastside had a big win the other night over South Aiken. Tim, I was hating that. My old school got beat, but they were up. I hear they were up 1-0 with 5. South Aiken was up against Eastside 1-0 with 5 minutes left in the game, and Eastside ended up beating them 2-1 to advance against Aiken.
A lot can happen in the last 5 minutes, similar to the Lexington girls team last night. They were up 1-0 against Wando with, I think, 3 minutes to go and ended up losing in overtime.
Ended up giving a PK, wasn't it? Give a PK,
yeah, PK with 2 minutes to go and then a golden goal winner.
Wow. Warm night here, so I know these players aren't minding a little break.
It's a lovely night on the shores of Lake Murray.
Great night for soccer. About 80 degrees. I don't know what it is now, but it was near 80 today and sunny. Not a cloud in the sky. Sun got to be tough on Bach this half. You know, the way he's in goal at the field house end, and the sun is right over the top of the scoreboard. Hasn't seemed to bother him, but that's not easy on a keeper.
Right.
We had that happen last night, Tim, on the Chapin goal against Hilton Head.
Yeah, player flashed in front of the goalie, and she misjudged it. Sally just happened to be there.
Had a free kick off the left-hand side from about 30 out, and Sarah Taylor hit a beautiful shot, and then Sally flashed right across the keeper's face with the sun too, and keeper just lost it for temporarily, and then Sally cleaned it up when the keeper mishandled it. Can't allow that ball to go in there. Got to cover up that player, not let him play that ball in. Nice play by John Humphreys to keep possession for Chapin here, and Yancey plays out to Harris.
Oh,
nice split.
Gallagher.
He's going to go tricky. Nice play, nice look. Let's win it back, boys.
It's a battle of styles. Chapin, a good possession team, a lot of technical players, a lot of players that have played in the high school championship last year, played a lot of high-level club soccer for South Carolina United. Dreher, several players that have played for South Carolina United and in the high divisions, and also a lot of players from the Congaree Rapids that also have a good soccer club in the Midlands.
I know one of your club players, Rob. I know at least for Dreher is number 5 being Devlin now.
Yep.
Strong player, strong player.
He's done well. I think he scored the last 3 game winners for Dreher, all from set pieces from his centre-back position.
Now we're under 2 minutes left in the half, and we've got a Chapin foul.
I believe they'll load the box up here.
Yeah, this is danger spot here. Danger spot.
Big moment coming up.
Number 11 for Dreher. You got a name?
Pierce Myrick is
Okay.
going to be taking the free kick.
Ooh.
Wow. He played it well, and the guy made a good run on it. Jason handled it.
Snagged it on the second attempt. Oh, thought McClendon was about to tackle Humphreys there.
Humphreys plays back to Colin Harris. He's in the
Tyler
attack.
Martin is wide open on the back post here.
Now we just got to get rid of it there.
Ooh. I think he maybe embellished that.
Yeah, he can get a foul like that. Foul at the I don't know, about 6 yards outside. This is about 24 out.
About 24 out. A lot of options here from Chapin. A lot of players can put this ball on frame towards the top corner of the upper 90, as we like to say around South Carolina. You've got Gallagher would be my bet for the taker here.
Now we got to see if we can.
Tanner Martin also has got this in his locker. Maybe Josh Cronin if they go with the left footer.
Now we just got to get a follow-up on this because it could very well be knocked out by Bach in front of the goal.
I don't like Bach's positioning here.
Oh, what a shot.
Beautiful goal.
And it was Gallagher. Huge with less than 2 minutes left in the game.
Well, Rob, you called it. You said you didn't like his positioning. Did you think he was too central?
Yep, I think he was a little bit too behind his wall. Gallagher, it was an excellent free kick. I wouldn't, blame Bach for the goal there, but I think he was one step out of position.
Wow.
But again, it might not have made a difference. That ball was right in the side.
That was perfectly hit. He did. He dialed it in.
I see Ken Corning down there. He is all fired up. He came out from under the tent for an appearance.
He hit that free kick like you hit your drives, Rob. You know, when you look in the fairway and you just point where you're going to have it land.
Yeah, I try to call my drives. Half-time.
All right. We're at halftime with a huge goal.
Huge goal.
Chapin,
you're right, Tim. Ken Corning had a little trot on there. Hands clapped above his head. Thinks he's back in the 1960s on the dance floor.
We're going to take a quick break here for our viewers for halftime. We'll be back with you momentarily for the second half action as Chapin leads 2-0 at halftime.
All right, we're back here to start of the second half. Chapin up 2-0.
Go inside Rob's brain here. Rob, take us inside the coach of the mind of Jamie McClendon and Ben Bosco here heading into the second half.
Well, I watched the Dreher team talk. Jamie was very animated. His job is to really pump them up, make them believe, because they would be very low coming in at half-time, having conceded the second goal so late. So he'll just try and have a rousing 10 minutes. If I'm Chapin, they know that the next goal likely kills the game off, so they'll try and get that early and then maybe use the opportunity to rest some of the players for the final.
Do you expect he's going to make any formation changes, Coach McClendon or Bosco?
I would think Dreher may send number 5, Ian Devlin, forward later in the game if they're still down by just a couple with the 20 minutes to go. It's not a very deep squad that Dreher has. They've got some injuries and it's not as deep as Chapin's bench.
There's Martin on the right-hand side with the ball at his feet, plays across. Nice win by Yancey at feed a weight room now, and I love that nickname.
Oh,
yeah, that was touchy there. I don't know how in the world he called that, truthfully. Glad he did for our benefit, but that was not much there I didn't see. Harris over the ball now.
update from the Swamp. Wanda have just taken the lead 2 minutes into the second half against River Bluff.
Service a little deep by Harris. Not going to work against a goalie like Bach. He's going to eat that up every time. Ooh. Just need to play simple, boys, here and get connected, and let's keep possession now. Ride this game out.
Mark Zarzuela with his regular focus call.
He's a celebrity on these YouTube broadcasts that we do now. He just wanted his relatives in Petersburg, Ontario to hear him. Ethan Dulcie with a run. And there's a corner kick.
He showed, he showed. we still haven't had the debate who is the fastest Dulcie out of them all.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a nice service across, and it's going to go right to Gallagher, who's going to miss it.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, boy, that could have been a killer had he buried that. So some opportunities early here for Chapin in the second half. No production yet, though, when we're at the 37-minute mark, and Bach with the goal kick.
Jared, is that our broadcasting partner down there, Wes Hiller, is the ball boy? I think so down there. We're going to turn it over to his dad.
His dad he was Wes the Thrill. Is this a Super Thrill? Dick the Super Thrill Hiller.
Dick the Killer Hiller.
Killer Hiller.
Keep them coming, boys.
That's
Keep 'em
killer
coming.
with an A-H. A-H on the end of that killer.
So,
well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate all the efforts by CSPN and Mr. Slice and Mr. Dulcie for doing a fantastic job, and our guest, Coach Rob Strickland.
Coach Hiller, a legend here in Chapin soccer with, 2 state titles, Coach?
That is correct. He came here in '99 and stepped away to go into administration in 2012.
So here during the days of a 2A school, isn't that right?
Yes, sir. I've been blessed to be here for 17 years. Great school, great athletics, great extracurriculars, great fan support, great just community. And I've seen it double in size. When I started, it was right around 680, and now pushing 1350 next year.
I hear some of the locals are not too happy about that increase in population, Dick. There was a newspaper article in the state.
Is that the one where you had your big quote in?
I believe I was quoted there.
Yeah, you have, but that's the great thing about Chapin in the school, though, that you have a school that still has a small town feel. It really does. We've gotten bigger. More than likely, in the next reclassification will be 5A. Us and Irmo very well could just swap out in regions, but the school, the community, it still has that small town feel to it. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody takes care of each other.
Well, it's a
strike.
Beautiful goal by Ethan Dawsey. That's straight out of Coach Hill. He coached him for 3 years. He would never have done that if Hill hadn't coached him.
No, that's all from the Dawsey gene line from you and your brother.
Wow.
What fantastic kids. That was an excellent strike by Ethan. Nice turn on that ball.
Nice left-footed shot to the right part of the goal.
What a fantastic young man, though.
They've got Bach talking to himself a little bit now. This is where they kind of wanted him, but that was nothing he could do about that shot. Cody could not have.
No, it was a great chest and volley by Dawsey.
Yeah, textbook. Technique was perfect. Now, Ethan's such a fabulous player. He's the kind of guy, he's a soldier, heart, soul, passion, and he's got obviously the technique he demonstrated on that goal. He'd want a team full of him.
Got a 3-0 lead here now, and that's we're at the 35-minute mark, just under 35 minutes. Offsides called against Dreher. Yancey got a little high there. Dick, you got a lot of your former players that you coached in the club I see out here.
Absolutely. I'm blessed to have coached some great guys that are a part of the Chapin roster, some guys from the Dreher roster, and it's been really great to see. You know, this is a true program and been blessed to be a part of it, and to see some of the guys that played for me come back and still support the team, text me all the time, want to know game times and, you know, what's going on with the team. So that, you know, that's, you know, I was very fortunate just to be a part of all that.
Yeah, let's play fast with the ball here. Let's get it off your feet, Ethan.
You know, I listened to the broadcast on the way from training, and I think y'all hit the nail on the head, though. I felt this game, if it stayed tight, and I think Coach Strickland mentioned that if it stayed tight, even Chapin 1-0 up late into the match, that was in Dreher's favor. But I felt if Chapin could get to 2, that goal to end the first half was absolutely killer. And this one, I think, probably puts a nail in the coffin for the Blue Devils. But you never know.
I would agree there, Dick. The timing of those second and third goals is really demoralising for Dreher. I do not see a comeback on the cards here, but like you said, you never know. It's playoff soccer.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy things in the playoffs in my time, and but I feel pretty confident about this one. But you never know.
Yeah, it's
well played by Sailor.
They put 4 goals on us here.
You'll run the streets of Chapin naked, Jerry. Is that what you're
so.
about to say?
I think so. Me and Tim,
I
won't do it by myself.
As former members of CSPN.
I'll only do it if Slice will do it.
You and Tim can, from Zobers to Groucho's.
No, we're going to run around generations like that.
Speaking of generations and the Slices, what great members of the community. You talk about the change in the community, Strickland. Some people are not happy, but you've got some mainstays in it from the Slices, and there's several other classic names in our community, the Drehers, the Westingers. You still got some great people that, you know, it runs deep in this family, and they're still very much part of this community and still feel very passionate about it.
I drive past Hiller Road every day.
Well, nobody loves
to all 40. How many people we got online now?
400.
40, no, well, 400. I'm saving with 40, but in my time, I've had a few of those signs delivered.
Oh, there's Bach with a monster kick.
Did he punch him?
I don't know. Like he was doing a karate kick.
Jason got himself in a bad spot there.
He did. His first step was forward and the ball driven. He should have held back, took a step back like a good center fielder. But that's one major improvement in his game is the way he's been able to handle balls flighted, and he dealt with the last one perfectly, punching it out.
He's looking physically fit, Sailor.
He does.
Looking very.
He's been
very
playing
strong.
very well.
And he's gotten taller too. Sailor's gotten a lot taller from last year.
Much more confident, and you know you could see that coming on last year. I thought that was one of the keys to their success last year. He played very well, managed his box, managed the games, never made big mistakes, made some saves when he had to. That was one big piece, and of course the oldest, Dawsey Smith, and his leadership. That was a big piece of that run. And
I think I've seen him on campus tonight, Smith Dawsey.
Oh, he's a legend.
He's down here below us, and Caleb White. 2 seniors. I don't know how many other former players we have here, but they all came back to see the game tonight. Caleb White, now a freshman at UT, and he was huge. You know,
What a great kid. You know,
Yeah.
and Chapin, our program's been blessed with a lot of guys like that, great athletes, great kids that come back into want to be a part of a winning tradition and come in. You know, you watch them and maybe their soccer skills aren't the best. They didn't grow up playing club, but they've got just enough. And the intangible pieces with their leadership and their, you know, how hard they play and their attitude, that has really helped out Chapin soccer a lot in the history of the program.
That's exactly right. That's why, when Coach Bosco came into this program, and, of course, Smith and Caleb have always been real close friends, and I told Coach Bosco, I said, listen, this guy's he played for us in rec years ago, and then he went on to play football and lacrosse, and anything he wants to play, he can play because he's just such a tremendous athlete. And Coach Bosco took a chance on him, and boy, did he. I called him the Falcon Slayer because he beat AC.
And he loved it, too.
Yeah.
He absolutely loved it.
And then he came, when we went in the third round to Eastside last year, we were in overtime, and he's running down the middle of the field, and we get a ball across, and he just runs on it and buries it.
Yep. We got any report from that match tonight, South Aiken, Eastside?
Well, Eastside beat South Aiken the other day, but they beat them 2-1. But now tonight, Eastside plays Aiken, actually.
It's Aiken. Oh.
No, it's Aiken.
Is that your alma mater? I can't keep track of the dog. You went to South Aiken.
Yeah, we
okay.
went to South Aiken.
But your dad bounced between both? Is that
No,
correct?
my dad was a principal at South Aiken.
Just South Aiken.
Yeah,
okay.
he started at Aiken years ago when there was a one high school town. But when they split the high schools, he went to South Aiken.
Ooh.
I think the last report was Eastside 1, Aiken 0.
Okay.
1-0. Yeah. Wow. Eastside.
That'll be a classic matchup if Chapin and Eastside play in the finals.
Historical matchup.
Yeah.
We've always had to play them up there on that tight field with the track right up against the field, and it's a tough place to play. Last year, I think it's the first time I can remember us winning up at Eastside.
They've done a great job. They have some great coaches, some great players. Obviously, a lot from the CISA.
Yeah.
Their academy, and they've had a long-standing tradition. Even when I was playing at Irmo, Eastside was very good at soccer.
Yeah, Eastside, JL Man, Malden, very similar.
And it depends on year to year how I think that whole county, Greenville County, is pretty much an open enrollment county, and it shifts a little bit. But one mainstay has always been Eastside. I think they've probably been the consistent one. JL Man's come on as of late, but Eastside's still always been there. And Malden went away for a little bit, but has been much more relevant in the past 2 years for sure.
And like you mentioned, a lot of those players played for CISA in the club game, State Power alongside South Carolina United. A lot of these guys play each other in the club when it comes to the state championships and the high school championships.
Yeah, I was asked down there. I was doing my administrative duties and was talking to the guys, and they were like, is this game chippy or is it going to be? I said, it'll be intense, but all these kids play for each other, and there's a mutual respect amongst most of them. I can't promise it won't get chippy, but it's a little bit different when you play a team from the upstate or from the coast. Those little club rivalries have existed for a long time, and a lot of times that'll bring out some chippiness.
A little bit of an unnecessary foul there by Chapin, giving Dreher a free kick opportunity here.
Chapin's gone on a little bit of a defensive stand here lately with Dreher having a lot of the ball, some balls served in, tricky balls, and that's not the mindset they want to get into for the last 27 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like Dreher have moved Devlin further up the field.
Rob, I heard you mention on the way up here the injury to their center back. Who was the center back that got hurt for Dreher?
Centre back was a junior.
Was he the one that played on our 2,000 Palmetto team?
No, I believe he played for Congaree
Okay.
Rapids in the club game.
I know that hurt them, but it looks like some guys have stepped in and done a nice job.
Nice job.
He
by
usually
Nancy
play
there.
Ian more in a central role with that kid in, or
I believe Ian and I think it was Yelton. Last name Yelton was the player that was injured. Unfortunately, they were a partnership at the centre back position.
okay.
Well, I heard Rob had said they had an injury to a dangerous square ball there by Greco.
And that's tough this deep in the playoffs. Coach McClendon's done a fabulous job with this program and this team, as we knew he would. And to lose your center back this deep, and no matter how good of a team, any team, that back line is so crucial, playing together all year. And they really haven't shown any sign. I mean, the two goals, even the third goal, I don't think that had anything to do with their back line.
No.
And then I understand too that they had I think a few players maybe sick, under the weather tonight. So that's obviously.
There was a little rumour that some of the Chapin fans had gone to the canteen at Dreher and put a little something in the soup.
No reports yet from my day job on that one, but
tomorrow the Killer Hiller may have some administrative duties to do.
Don't tell him he may have to leave us. He may have to go check on that, so don't tell him that. Listen, our viewership just went up. We're up at 1 viewer. He's a +1 right now.
That was just the rumor that I started.
The sheriff is always stirring it up.
Probably does not warrant any investigation.
Weight room plays it out to Harris here.
We had the Hilton Head women's team here last night. Coach Taylor's team played a very nice match, beat them 1-0, but their fans seem to be very disgruntled about our fans leaning on the wall.
Oh.
I was expecting some administrative emails this morning from that school, but luckily they were grasping at straws for
on the severity of offences. Leaning on the wall doesn't seem too.
Yeah, they wanted to argue. If you look at the signage down there, it says no standing or leaning. They were losing, so I think they wanted to control something.
Yeah,
and we're trying to get on that. I repeatedly asked if our kids were disrespectful or anything, and we've got a great student body that'll throw a little banter out there, but usually they're always pretty clean. Adds for a good atmosphere.
Let's just find space, boys, and pass a little bit here. Now Greco with the ball and a service.
Sports are meant to be fun, and you don't want to take all the joy out of it. I think having crowds and a little bit of, like you said, sideline banter and crowd banter is all good as long as it doesn't cross any line in profanity or violence or anything like that.
Well, I can say this on behalf of Coach Hiller, and he handles these players and these students very well, and they all respect him. I watch him work these events, and I grew up my father was very similar to Coach Hiller. He was always out in front of the student body. He was an old coach, and nobody messed with him too much, and nobody challenges Coach Hiller too much at all. He seems like he does a great job managing them, and they respect him.
All right, looks like we got an update on the Aiken Eastside game. It's 1-1 heading into overtime.
Oh, my word.
That must have been a late equalizer for Aiken.
Come on, Aiken.
Coach Strickland, do we have any South Carolina United players that play for Aiken? I know we have several on
We have
South
several
Aiken.
on South Aiken.
Yeah.
On Aiken, I'm not sure if Ben Gilligan, I believe he is. Ben Gilligan, who is a USC commit, is from South Carolina United, a very, very strong player.
He's an excellent player.
I believe he is on the Aiken team.
That's correct.
I would not be surprised if it was Gilligan who had scored the goal.
Because historically, South Aiken has had solid programs. Seem to have more of the soccer players. And I know we've had several. We've been blessed with some kids coming to the club from there.
Well, they South Aiken and Aiken, I think, played twice this year. South Aiken beat Aiken both times. Tyler Martin with a great run here. Now, can he hold on to it? That's good. Your player kills it, and we're just
So was it Eastside that knocked out South Aiken on Saturday?
Yes.
So sometimes those brackets, the way they match up, like Chapin having to play Myrtle Beach, a lot of times they will come in second or third in the regions. Sometimes an easier road, even though you don't want to finish second or third in the region. Sometimes it works out a little bit better for you.
An update from River Bluff. It looks like they've missed a glorious opportunity right in front of the goal, and they've hit the post when it seemed easier to score. And my report's coming in from Greg Shealy, who's at the game. And it looks like JL Man have made the championship game. They defeated Wade Hampton 1-0.
Wow.
So they will be in the 5A championship.
So River Bluff is still down 1-0, right?
Still down 1-0. It's probably similar time left. I would imagine about 20 minutes.
Did they kick at 7?
They did.
Dreher player whistled for the foul after the ball was.
I'm not familiar with this official. I know the two linesmen. One of them is a club product, Austin, and then Alan Curry on the other side. But the center official's done a nice job.
He's done a nice job, and I think he was here last night calling the girls' game, right, Tim? Isn't that the guy that called the girls' game last night, Slice?
Is that Derek Allison, maybe?
That very well might be.
Or Derek Atkinson? I think very good ref.
He's done a good job in the middle.
He's talked to. There was a couple times, I know there was one on my end when I was down there with the students section that it was a questionable corner kick called, and Dreher's goalkeeper got a little upset, and he talked to him for 5 seconds, managed it appropriately, didn't card him, didn't make it a bigger deal than it needed to be.
Well, they've done a good job assigning quality refs to these
Yeah,
top
Dennis
flight
Cook
games.
does, as much grief as Coach Cook gets. He's truly soccer has grown tremendously around a lot of things he does and doesn't get enough credit for. And he's always very sensitive to coach requests for big matches and looking to get the appropriate officials.
Yeah, he does an excellent job, a thankless job.
Yeah, we give him a lot of grief, but really he's been a mainstay in soccer in this community for a long, long time, probably 35 years.
I wouldn't want his job on that computer scheduling those games and those referees. No way.
No.
And he's like a mad scientist, too. It's really hard to watch rhyme or reason behind it, but he gets it done.
Have you ever looked at the time on his emails? It's like 4 in the morning.
Or the 4,000 emails he still hasn't read.
I'll never forget the first time I met Dennis Cook. I didn't realise I'd met him until about 10 years later, but I was playing for Lander in 1999. I think it was my second or third game in the US, and there was a questionable call in the restart.
Sure, young Rob Strickland had much to say about that.
And I quite calmly asked him and said, well, how is that restarting there? And he said, that's how we do it here. I said, well, that's not how we do it in England. He said, well, welcome to the United States. Put me right in my place.
He's got such a great wit about him. He's got some unbelievable stories, too. Because he used to be a big-time official in the collegiate game, and handling personalities that some of the coaches bring to the game, Trevor Adair's and a lot of those ACC coaches. He's got some great stories, and all the great players that have come out of that conference doing those games.
So another good run by Dorsey. He's having a good game today. He didn't have his greatest game in the last game I saw him against AC Flora, so it's good to see him back on form.
He's having a better game.
And I think he's getting a little bit used to. I think he sat him a little deeper in the midfield, has moved him a little bit higher, with the 9 and 10 playing a little bit, playing around with that combination with John Humphreys and Tyler Martin. I think it was a great move by Coach Bosco to slide him up there.
Had a little bit of trouble holding on to the ball into the attack. We just were giving it away a little bit. And so we've been able to get more going on the attack with that. So.
Now, is Colin Harris on the card or no?
He is not.
No.
Okay, good.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, no, that's good because I wasn't sure. Love the way he plays. He's got that intensity about him.
He's played a great game tonight.
I believe he's racked up a lot of cards this season, more cards than Hallmark.
He's had a few where he just.
I love the way he plays and when he can control that aggression and not. A lot of his cards are for kind of some immature things. It saves sometimes the hard foul is you're going to get one for that, but he's got to take away the silly ones.
Yes, he's definitely a very good
player.
He's
had a lot from behind, a lot of cards from behind, and he's played very controlled tonight.
He's a fantastic. He reminds me. I tell people all the time of Irmo players of old. He's just got this little bite about him that this little. I call it nastiness that you love in a right back or a defender.
All good players, good defenders have a little tinge of, aggressive nature.
I believe you'd want him in the foxhole with you.
Absolutely.
Maybe not with a man bun though. The bun might just stick out and.
How about a faux hawk?
Identify your position. Yeah.
Would you take him with a faux hawk in the man?
I don't know. That still sticks up a little bit, Jared. I think.
He's become a great player. He's played for Rob for years on that 99 team. What a fabulous team, and great job Rob's done with all those boys and developing them. And
he battled a lot of bad injuries when he was a young guy. A broken back, and came back strong.
And then in that time where your team was battling injuries, he was the one keeping it together. He was probably one of the best players a year or 2 years ago.
Absolutely. They'll be finishing out their club and high school career next year.
Ball at Greco's feet now. We're just at 17-minute mark. Nice look by Greco.
That was a great teasing cross there for Ballou to attack.
It's nice to see Greco come on and play some
There's our shout out. There's our shout out there, Rob.
There's another Dave Buchholz, another guy from Canada. Hopefully he's enjoying the broadcast, having a Labatt's and a piece of moose.
Is this a relation to the Zarzuela family?
Yeah, a whole contingent of Chapin Eagles there.
Yeah,
we should try and get them to send a picture on Twitter, a selfie watching the game maybe.
It's our
prove
MVP,
that they're actually watching.
Our MVP family from Peterborough, Ontario is the Zarzuela relatives, and they tune in every night. They were here last night. They come every night for girls and boys games.
That's great. Technology really has made the world a smaller place. It allows everyone to watch.
It is a fantastic, and the crew here with CSPN and the Chapin Eagle Club with the help funding. What a great thing we have going on here with the sports marketing and Coach Adam Spate and his crew during the day that put together these promo videos and it's going to be hard. You're going to be hard pressed to find any
Now,
other.
should the score stand, which we imagine it will, can we bring CSPN to the state championship game, or is that not allowed?
I think there's some high school league regulations.
That's right.
I think it's maybe possible. I'm not 100% sure, but
We'll
they
have
have first rights to all the broadcasting, I believe, and then you also have to, as a contract thing, they get a percentage of it.
NFHS Network does the streaming broadcast for the state championship games.
I think the CSPN would give them a run for the money, Jared.
I think we should.
Absolutely,
I think we should.
Now they've gotten much better with their broadcasts over the years. Being fortunate to be a part of a lot of high school state championships, they do a fantastic job. But our crew, you can't beat them.
Well, if we can just get an internet connection and we can get authorization, maybe you can work on that for us. We'll be over there Friday.
Yeah, I appreciate our district and the technology gains we have made, but along progress comes some headaches. So we're working through those.
So we've throw in here.
Just
over the top. Wow, I thought that ball was in
nice
the net.
Flick there.
Yeah, it was. They had one earlier in the first half like that.
Chapin defended it well. They had a guy in front of him, but he just it was nicely timed by the Dreher player to flick it, and a good throw from the Dreher player.
To have any chance, they've got to score a goal here in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Rob mentioned earlier in the broadcast in the first half that Dreher scored a lot of big goals in the playoffs off of set pieces and corners and that sort of thing. So
yeah, and that's part of they are a hard-working group. They're not as deep as a Chapin but they've got some very good players, and Coach McClendon does a great job organizing them. And they get behind the ball well, they defend well, and they've got to take advantage of against a team player for player that Chapin's better. But so they've got to take advantage of opportunities like this.
Just don't need to lose our marks here,
I defended well.
There was a chance for Devlin.
I don't think he realized he had that much time.
Ken Corning pacing now. He was just down in a crouching position. A little bit tense.
We're at just under 14.
What a great man Ken Corning is, and his contributed so much to soccer in this community and the club, and
leads a very important program for South Carolina United, the Strikers Special Needs Program.
Sticking to our motto, all levels.
Wow, nice jam by
good tackle by Yancey.
Yeah, nice jam by Yancey. I noticed Matthew Barton now is in the game, number 11 for Chapin. I missed him coming in. He's up top. Got some fresh legs that can run down balls here.
I think he came in for Gallagher.
Okay.
And I think that's probably where you'll see Coach Bosco make some subs in the front line. I doubt you'll see any in the back line unless he gets to 4. Trying to close it out, especially with some of these seniors on the team wanting them to play their last. The back line doesn't have any seniors, but some of the guys in the midfield wanting them to play their last games here in last minutes.
All right.
Just getting a little.
Ooh! What a save!
Wow, a save by
great strike by Devlin.
Come on, guys. Pump him up for that, man. He just made
that was huge.
Excellent technique. He brought his top hand across. Looked like the ball had a little whip on it going back, and he caught it with his top hand.
Yeah. I believe that was Devlin. Wasn't that Devlin?
Yeah, Devlin, great half volley and chasing.
Must be something with all these kids on the 99s. They strike the ball so well. Something with their head coach and his ability to strike a ball.
It was called the Strickland Factory back in the day. It closed down recently. But no, that was a great strike, a great save. Say he'll get home and he'll want to fast forward the broadcast to watch that one back.
That was huge. Huge stop. Let's just get possession of the ball a little bit.
Pierce Myrick.
Like to see Ethan sitting in the midfield here a little more, but it's a nice ball by Harris.
It's good possession.
Probably need to look to combine out of that a little bit, not turn into the pressure, but Dulcie
again.
Bull in a China shop
he's
sometimes.
about to play the power game. He's going to play the power game on you. Now we got to work back here.
Goodow's in here if it's a good pass. Ooh, just
feel that midfield, Cooper.
Starting to get some gaps.
Excellent pass by Myrie.
Gaps in both teams.
Oh, here's a chance.
Oh, well played by Saylor.
Another big save.
Just need to get our shape here and keep our backs from running forward here.
Yeah, you're starting to see Dreher's tired. Chapin's pressing a little bit more in the attack, making some mistakes and getting it nipped in the final third and not getting back, so you start to see some gaps pop open across the field, almost playing 18-18.
Right.
Oscar's got three subs in midfield. He's got Tanner Martin and Tyler Martin and John Humphrey set to check in.
No relation to Martin boys, I don't think.
No, they're not. But two great players. Very different, but two fantastic players.
Tanner, a
senior.
Senior, yep. Played a lot, worn that Chapin uniform a lot of times.
Club product. Really came on for the 98s in the year with the run.
He did. He had a great run, Tyler. Scored the winning penalty in the state championship against the regional champions at the time. It's a big day for him.
So let me ask you guys, strategy-wise, when you got a game like this, do you sit your backs in, or do you just let them aggressively go forward? How do you do that? I always often wondered that.
I'll speak first and then let Rob go. But, I mean, you still play. You're a little bit more conservative with them going forward, the outside backs. I mean, part of Chapin's game is getting Josh and Colin involved. I don't think you don't send them as much, especially with Dreher pushing so many players forward. So they sit in a little bit, but you don't tell them to play any more conservative, and you probably sit another guy, and it looks like Natter's sitting in the midfield.
Yeah.
So you're attacking with more like, 4.5 than you would when you're trying to, in a tight match early or, in a tight match period when you're still going forward with your outside backs. Anything to add to that, Coach
No,
Strickland?
I think you hit it on the nail on the head there. They just play conservative. They don't need to score. They don't need any big tackles. Looks like they're...
Keep it in front of them.
The only thing that could hurt Chapin now are any ill discipline or any injuries. So
and that's been nice to see with, in this game, especially early on. I mean, it was tight.
Yeah.
And, I think some of these kids are starting to grow up a little bit, and it's nice to see them show some leadership. And, when matches are tight, you'll show your true colors. And it's been nice to see them really. And they did it in the Myrtle Beach game as well, so that's been good to see and so crucial in this run in the playoffs.
Well, I've seen them earlier make some unnecessary kind of reckless fouls, and I've seen I'm just like you, Coach. I've seen a lot more maturity in how they play and how they handle themselves, so.
And, it's, coming in the year, everybody, a lot of people are talking to us. I mean, they're an extremely talented group of players, but sometimes that's the hardest thing to coach is talent and manage that talent, and that's Phil Savitt's. I think that's one of his underestimated skills as a coach. I mean, he's a great tactician and he's a great motivator, but actually managing all those personalities and all those players over the years, not anybody can do that. And that's, why he is who he is and why he's won so many state championships and been, whenever he's at now, 900 games. That's truly a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Under 8 minutes left now in the match.
What do you think about that, Coach Strickland? Managing the talented players you've had over the years.
It is a tough job. Not all in soccer, because it's a team sport. It's not always the team with the most talented players win. It's why the game is great. In basketball, there's 5 players on the court. If you've got the best player, you normally win.
Very true.
In soccer, it's not like that at all. So
most major sports, it is very much like that. The more talented team will win. Football, basketball,
if you've got the best quarterback in football, the best pitcher in baseball. Soccer's a true team sport, so it's good. There'll be ups and downs with talented players because talented players often bring a lot of emotion to their game as well, which makes them good.
And managing, yeah, absolutely. You're talking about Colin earlier, on edge, very much into it, and managing that is not always easy. But you got to really get to know your kids and what pushes their buttons, and building a team chemistry where everybody feels and knows their roles, making sure those expectations are clear is so crucial. Because there's a lot of guessing what your expectations
Here is a favourite for our Canadian viewers.
And
absolutely
one of my favorite kids I've coached. He's such a fine young man. He works very much all team oriented. He's the kind of kid you want on your team. He's going to do a lot of dirty work for you. He'll give you his absolute best, and he's still coming back from
horrific injury.
He had a very bad injury in Southern Region Premier League game down on the coast, not the coast, but the line at Georgia and Florida. And I think he's just getting back to form.
Dreher player whistled for the foul there.
And that's good to see him and Colin talk. I think they know each other.
That's just the type of situation Chapin wants to avoid. There was a yank on the shoulder from 15 Godow, and Cooper nearly reacted there.
Him
he did
being
well
on
to
the
calm
Chapin,
himself down.
Chapin's got a great student body represented tonight, and being on that sideline's probably not helping his emotions right now.
That's right.
No, we just don't want to get anybody injured. I saw Cooper get up a little bit earlier from a knock on the
Rob,
leg.
based on your knowledge of Colin, would you be pulling him out now?
I think
5
I would.
left.
I think I would. With 5 left, I think it's.
Yeah, Cooper's coming out for Blaine Cook. That's good to see. Want to keep him healthy for the Friday championship game.
Yep. Blaine coming in. It's another very good passer of the ball.
But to Colin's credit, he's shown some maturity in these past few weeks with how he's handled himself. So I'm very proud of how he's handled because he's very much a crucial piece to this team.
Yeah, he's played great tonight and very much kept himself under control. Like you said, Coach, I agree. This team has played much more composed here.
Looks like number 8 from Dreher is interacting a little bit with the student section.
Yeah, we've got a great staff down there. Some other administrators.
Zarzuela.
He got one. How about that, Canada?
That's it.
How about to the Burns?
And
that
that wasn't a hockey puck either. That was a soccer ball.
I love
well
it. Oh, man, what's happening in Canada right now?
We need to see a picture of the celebration.
We need a remote.
We need to see. We'll send a Chapin T-shirt up there if we can see a Canada celebration.
Well, what a credit to him, though. He's been in for 3 minutes. He makes a great run off the play and is at the right place at the right time. You got an update?
Wow, Chapin Stats tweeting that next goal between Eastside and Aiken decides who will likely play Chapin in the state championship.
So they're in the 2 5-minute
goal.
Yeah, they're in the 2 5-minute golden goal periods. You play 2 10 minutes to completion, and then they got a 2 5-minute periods for golden goal, I believe.
Well done here by Bosco. Now he's getting the.
And a lot of updates from River Bluff now. A big no call in the box. Apparently, Connor Slattery has gone through, been taken down, appeals for a penalty, but not given, and he may be injured on the play.
Well, guys, I'm going to head down and do my day job here to make sure the fans are respectful after the game and congratulate Coach McClendon and the Dreher boys, and definitely big shout out to Coach Bosco and his team. They've done a fabulous job.
That's
and
great.
His staff.
Bosco's last season.
Yeah, it's hard to beat this record. I don't know what his winning percentage is, but he's played in 3 semifinals, winning 2, and we'll be playing in his second consecutive state championship. So we're looking forward to hopefully putting that second star from his tenure with the other 2 up there for 4.
They may take your statue down and put his up.
Yeah, like I said, it won't take long. It won't take long to move it.
Is there any updates on the coaching assignment for Chapin, or is that still top secret?
Well, we had some great candidates put in for it, and we'll be starting the interview process here shortly. And there's a lot of great candidates out there who want to be a part of this program and become the guy that leads it and embrace this soccer culture here. And we'll find the right person. It takes the right fit.
That's right.
Dr. Ross wants somebody that, it's not only about your program and your players, but it's about the school, and academics are definitely first. How you carry yourself, how you represent the school, all those things are very important to. And one of the things that we got a great coaching staff and that exude all that and expect that out of their players. So
right.
It's not all about the X's and O's, and it's about somebody that can lead a program over time, and that's what we're looking for.
There'll be high expectations, a lot of pressure. It's a soccer-rich environment around here. All club players. I don't think there's anyone even on the bench that probably doesn't play club soccer.
Yeah.
With that comes a lot of expectation.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a candidate pool. I mean, there was 9 very qualified and candidates that put in and would have been, great at any school. I think anybody would look to hire to run a program at their school. So we look forward to talking to all those guys and seeing which one we think will be the best fit. We got a Coach Wessinger, he does a great job leading our athletic department, and with his leadership and the committee looking to pick the right person, we're exciting about it. So we hope Bosco closes out, leaves those big shoes to fill
That's right.
But we will find somebody to the program, including Coach Bosco. He's very much a part of this process too, as I've been blessed to be with selecting some of the coaches to come in after me. The program is bigger than any one person, so
that's right.
We're looking forward to the next guy and giving him all the support and resources he needs to keep this thing going.
We appreciate you, Dick.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you having me. We appreciate all y'all do. Coach Strickland, thank you for taking the time to come broadcast and be a part of that. And we appreciate all you do for soccer in our community. And I'm not just saying that because you're my boss at the club. But,
he's putting in his raises in his back pocket.
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
But he does. Coach Strickland does so much for the soccer community. And, one of the biggest things about Rob is that he's been always a supporter of high school soccer, where you get a lot of big club guys that aren't. He sees the value in, what this environment brings for a kid. Programs like Irmo and over the years, Chapin, River Bluff, you've had great talent, but no matter what school you're at, getting to play and wear that jersey and put that on and be around your peers and be the leader on your team, or on your club team you might not be the leader, you might be just a role player. There's so much development from that, and Rob's been a great proponent of that, and we pushed that, and we've made a lot of decisions in the club based on that. We're pro high school. We're not anti-high school, and we'll do anything we can to support high school in the area and in the state, and look to get our staff at the high schools actually. Yeah, that's a great way for those guys to get back to the community too. So I'll bid you guys adieu on that, and appreciate all you do, and we'll see you on Friday.
All right,
start this
thanks
thing
for
off
joining
at
us.
5:30, I guess. Maybe get up there.
6 o'clock for girls and 8 o'clock for the boys, I think.
Yeah, so we need to get everybody out there early, 5:30, so the Canadians, you can buy your plane tickets and get on down.
I think they should, man. It's only fair that they should.
I'll be happy to throw a room in, and Zarzuelas will definitely have a shindig at their new lake house.
I think the Zarzuelas
sounds like a good plan there.
I think they were going to play for the flight.
So we could either use that or Coach Strickland.
I've got loads of my beverages. I won't say what type in the garage.
Brand new renovation. Strickland's got a brand new renovation. He should
not quite finished yet.
Oh my God! You said that last time.
I know.
And I'll close with this. Congrats to Coach McClendon and his fine run.
Yep.
And he's done a fabulous job, and we're so glad to have him back in Columbia and
still
be a part of South Carolina United. He's done an amazing job starting. I'm sure Rob's talked about that, the Foundations program, and really digging into our 7, 8, 9-year-old kids, and it's made a massive difference. We're not results based, but there was a lot of success this weekend in the Coles Cup, and he's watching that and his team play to the end here with Cody Bach trying to bicycle there. So,
and he's still as pumped up as he was when it was 0-0.
Yeah.
So it's a good sign of a coach.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much.
You, Dick.
Take care. Yep. Our viewers lucky tonight. He blew the whistle, and Zarzuela launched one for the long way, and it has gone final here, guys. The Chapin wins the game 4-0, and they advanced to the state championship to face the winner of Eastside and Aiken High on Friday night at 8 o'clock at Irmo.
We just got a final score from the River Bluff, unfortunately, for our Midlands brothers. They've gone down 1-0 to Wando. It sounded a very close game.
That game's gone final, huh?
It's gone final.
Wow. That's
Thank you. You too.
So our Chapin girls will face South Aiken at 6 o'clock at Irmo High School, followed by the boys game, Chapin playing the winner of the Eastside Aiken game at 8 o'clock. So it's
still don't know a score on that one. It's still in golden goal.
It's going to be Chapin City again at the at Irmo High School like it was last year.
That's right. The blue the blue and white will be there in force.
It's like a second home now for the Chapin Athletics.
Time to pack up the city. I hope there's you better keep a few policemen in the city limits while we go over there on Friday.
I heard a couple of Chapin people calling that the West Campus now.
The West Campus.
Chapin West Campus. I'm not sure the Yellow Jackets will enjoy that.
Oh.
Yes.
So we want to thank all our viewers. I see our camera guys
right.
up top have cut the camera. They're ready. They're packing up. So we want to thank everybody for joining us.
Yes, we'll see you next spring.
For Tim Slice and Rob Strickland, I'm Jared Dawsey. This is CSPN Sports, and good night, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.